Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, guests. Some of you may have noticed that life does not always go according to plan. Often unexpected problems come up. When those happen, you can react in a variety of ways. For instance, you can get angry, you can cry, or you can even laugh. I think it's important to laugh at life. When you can laugh at those situations, it often helps ease some of the frustration, pain, or even embarrassment. Today, I'm going to share with you a couple moments from my life when I chose to laugh. First experience I thought I'd share with you happened when I was a college student. Classes were done for the day, so it's time for me to head home. I was in the marketing building, which sits up on a hill and has a fairly steep ramp going down to the parking lot. When I go down the ramp, I use the brakes on my wheelchair to slow down. Normally that works just fine unless the wheels get wet. You can see where this is going. On this particular day, it had been raining all day, so it was very wet outside. I barely got started down the ramp, and I could tell something wasn't quite right. I started picking up speed. My brakes weren't slowing me down. I just kept going faster and faster. Then it hit me. Oh no! I'm in a runaway wheelchair! My whole life flashed before my eyes. I remember thinking, it's not fair! I'm too young to die! Just then, my chair veered off the ramp into the grass. At that point, I was getting all shook up. Then it happened. I went airborne. I was flying through the air. Like Superman. Faster than a speeding bullet. Able to leap from my chair in a single bound. And I too look good in new tights. Pretty much can't really put similarities between myself and Superman. My landing that day was not Superman-like. No, I landed face first and slid down. Once the stain wore off and having my face planted into the ground, I couldn't help but laugh. At that point, the whole experience just struck me as being funny. I wasn't the only one who thought so. There were several people there. Just like you, they were all laughing. Luckily, a couple of my audience members were kind enough to let me get back into my wheelchair. I figured it was the least I could do after I entertained them like that. I mean, after all, it's not every day a person gets to see a flying quadriplegic. The other experience I thought I'd share with you also happened on the same time frame when I was a student. I had come home for the day. I was walking with my crutches up the apartment building. Started to pull open the front door when my hand slipped. I lost my balance and fell to the ground. When that happened, my first thought was, well, I really shouldn't share with you, Mike. My second thought was, I'm okay, I'm not hurt anywhere, that's great. Then I noticed no audience. That was nice, it would have been embarrassing if someone had seen me fall. But that was bad too, that meant I had no one to help me get back up. So I knew I was going to be laying there until help arrived. I decided in the meantime I'd make myself comfortable. Just stretched out, laid back, and enjoyed the nice sunny day. It's a good opportunity to work on my tan. I wanted to look good when help arrived. After what seemed like an eternity, finally help came. It was a young boy, not exactly the help I was looking for, but at that point I wasn't going to be picky. I explained my situation to the young man, asked if perhaps one of his parents could give me a hand. Unfortunately, it was just he and his grandmother that were home. So I asked if Grandma couldn't find someone from one of their apartments to come out and help me. So the boy ran inside to talk to Grandma. He came back a couple minutes later, tells me, told Grandma what happened, she called for help. Great, I thanked him and he ran back inside. I was laying on the ground thinking, I wonder who Grandma called. That's when I heard it, the town siren. Not the siren. Please, God, let there be a fire somewhere. Unfortunately, my prayer went unanswered. There was no fire. Just as the poem says, whom does a siren toll for? The siren tolls for thee. Laying on the ground, listening to the siren, I started laughing. I was thinking, I must be a really important person in this town. You don't just send some Joe Schmo to help me. No. Only the professionals are good enough to help me. That's what I was telling myself. Luckily, it didn't take long for the professionals to get there. But boy, when they came, they announced their arrival. They came whipping into the parking lot. Sirens were blaring, brakes screeching as they came to a halt. They leaped out, came rushing up to me. It was like being in a live episode of ER. The only thing missing was George Clooney. Of course, all that noise and commotion, people started pouring out of their apartments to check out the emergency. But there was no emergency. Just me, laying on the ground, working on my tan. Which by that point was a golden brown. I looked good. The paramedics were checking me out, making sure I was okay. They told me the only thing hurt really was my ego, and that would eventually kill. They got me back up on my feet and walked me to my apartment. As we were walking, I was telling them the whole story of what happened, laughing as I was telling it to them. And they were laughing along with me, and they thought it was pretty funny. I told them after that experience, I could star in the next medical alert commercial. I already knew my line. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Those are just a couple moments from my life. I could have easily gotten frustrated or even cried. But instead, I chose to laugh. There's a great quote from one of my favorite authors, Anonymous. He said, laugh at your problems. Everyone else will. So next time an unexpected problem comes up, I hope that you too choose to laugh at life.